Welcome back everybody to 31 Days of Horror, and we are on our 20th day, and today we are taking a look at 1981's Dead and Buried. Now this is a 94-minute long horror film directed by Gary Sherman, who also did Wanted Dead or Alive and the worst of the Poltergeist films, Poltergeist 3. Stars James Florencio, who also was in the Final Countdown from the previous year, as well as Melody Anderson, who was also in Flash Gordon in the previous year, as well as Jack Albertson, who's most well known for being in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and The Poseidon Adventure. Couldn't really get any more three different films from him in this regard. And also got an early film role from Robert Englund, who was also most well known for being Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Nightmare on Elm Street series, sorry. And you've also got special effects that are by Stan Winston, who also did The Thing, The Terminator, Predator, as well as Jurassic Park, amongst numerous other credits. And the plot of this film is about a series of gory murders committed by mobs of townspeople against visiting tourists. The corpses appear to be coming back to life and living normally as locals in the small town. And you're basically following James Florencio's character as the sheriff, who's trying to discover why this is happening and who is committing it. So, and this is easily one of the more underrated horror films from the 80s, with it being generally lost amongst numerous sequels and, slashers from the period. And, sadly meant that it slipped under the radar, to be fair, as it didn't really make any money at the box office, which is a real shame given you've got a decent cast, you've got a lot of good people in behind the production. So it's a bit of a shame, but solid cast, superb special effects by Stan Winston as per usual, plenty of tense scenes, a great use of lighting, really well done cinematography. It's got an excellent twist ending that, as far as I'm concerned, ranks alongside of Don't Look Now and The Sixth Sense. It's got brilliant score, and all of which is coupled with some truly graphic and gruesome deaths that ultimately make this a really well crafted horror film throughout. And thankfully Blue Underground gave this a really rather nice 4K release, as well as on Blu-ray. And with this special edition version that I got, it also came with the soundtrack and a really nice booklet. So it's easier than ever to finally watch this film, as before Blue Underground gave it this release, it didn't have any Blu-ray release in the UK especially. I'm not sure if it did anywhere else, but certainly wasn't easy to find. All it had really was a DVD release and a standard edition version on streaming. So I'm really glad that it's finally been given the high quality release that it's always deserved. And it means that more people can really watch this, because 40 years on, I think this has aged a lot better than other horror films from that period, especially in comparison to some of the more low budget slashers. Whereas this, even though it kind of comes across as a slasher in some regard, it's also got some kind of, it's got more like horror, normal horror elements to it. A lot of, body horror as well to it in some regards. So, it's really well done. And, I'm really glad that it's, like I said, been given the release it's got, as well as also making the soundtrack more widely available, because it's got an incredible score that is at times beautiful, but also really rather ratchets up the tension at times as well. So, well worth seeking out if you haven't already. Obviously, I wouldn't expect people to buy this straight off the lot, because the 4K edition of this was quite expensive. It was about £55-60. The Blu-ray was significantly cheaper at about 20, but even that is still at the kind of price of a normal 4K. So, rent it out if you haven't seen it. But if you have seen it and you've not seen it for a while, then I would recommend buying it. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.